Right, Pirate fans and fans, sports fans around the area, welcome to another episode of the Rockport-Fulton Sports Podcast Coaches Show, where tonight we'll be talking Rockport-Fulton Lady Pirates soccer. And I have the head coach here with us and a couple of other players that I'll introduce here in just a bit. But the Lady Pirates started district play last night, traveling to Beeville. If you've been following this podcast for the last 2 years, the battles between the Lady Trojans and the Lady Pirates are always good. They play twice a year. Sometimes they split, but the games are always good. So definitely get the ladies' thoughts on that game and Coach Rasbeary. We'll also talk about the Toast of the Coast tournament that they had over the weekend. And then we'll preview the upcoming game that they have Friday on the road again against a Bishop. So on the screen, I'd like to introduce the Rockport-Fulton Lady Pirates head soccer coach, Travis Rasbeary. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great, Coach. Thank you for stopping by again and spending some time. I know it's been a long day, but I'm always glad to have you out here on the podcast to be able to talk about the program and your athletes. We're going to continue to do this throughout the season. And Coach has some of his players. I'll introduce two that were on last week, and we have a new player coming on, a freshman. I'll introduce her at the very end, but we'll have two of the captains. Number 13, Kandis Tidwell. Kandis, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for spending some time with us here on the podcast again. And then we have junior number 21, Captain Lauren Holden. Lauren, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
All right. And then we have our freshman, first time on the podcast. I want to welcome number 8, I believe is her name, Elizabeth Isbell. Elizabeth, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Did I get your number right?
Yes, sir, you did.
All right. Awesome. So again, we're just going to kind of recap some of the stuff. It's hopefully the girls got about, I think I counted, Coach, correct me if I'm wrong, 5 more road games, which is about 2.5 weeks. And then the girls will have a couple of weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. I think I didn't get the actual games, but I know you guys will then have a couple of games at home. So we definitely hope that at that time we'll get a lot of the Pirate fans to come out to Pirate Stadium and really cheer the girls out. And then, of course, they go back out on the road, and then we'll see where everything falls in. And hopefully the Lady Pirates will be making another deep postseason run. Coach, before we get into the Toast of the Coast tournament, before we get into last night's game, I wanted to get your thoughts on a play that we were broadcasting the first game when you guys played Victoria East. So I'm going to take you way back, well, not way back, but a couple of games back, where there was a video that I kind of made a video clip, kind of put it out on our social media platforms on TikTok, where we scored a goal in that first game where you had your freshman, number 8, who assisted in a pass to Kandis, who then Kandis took it in, and beautiful shot for the goal. Do you remember what the video I'm talking about, Coach?
Yes, sir, I do. Yeah,
I kind of wanted to get your thoughts on that video, right? On that play, because I thought first of all, the play that I think it was kicked, or the goalie was able to get it over to Elizabeth. She was able to keep her balance. There were some defenders around her, but was able to get through one, keep her balance, and then they're chasing her down. And I thought she just coming down, made a beautiful pass where Kandis right to her. Kandis has an open shot. 9 times out of 10, that ball is going to go in the goal. She had a beautiful kick into the goal where the goalie couldn't get it for the goal. Can you just kind of go back and talk about what you saw from both of those players, the resulting in a goal?
Yeah, I'll put Lizzie on the spotlight real quick. Lizzie, what's the main rule about being a forward? You have to be a what?
You got to be a bullet.
You got to be a bullet. You have to go full speed the whole entire time. When you sent me that clip leading up to this, I was like, yeah, that's the definition of being a bullet, right? I mean, she's going full speed, all out. She takes some contact on the very first person. She maintains control. Their defender steps for another one. She maintains control, and then her pass to Kandis it was an amazing pass, especially as a freshman, right? Somebody that this was her first real taste of high school action, and it was a very smooth and nice, easy pass. And Kandis does what Kandis does, right? She finds the net. She has a very beautiful finish, and it showcases that even in a short period of time, that we have that relationship between our players, that, you know, we can trust each other and we can lay that ball off, and you know, it's going to be hard to defend against us when we have so much talent, even coming from our freshmen on the field.
Absolutely. Elizabeth, before I have you also talk a little bit about the video, how long have you been playing soccer?
I've been playing soccer since I was probably like 3 because my parents were coaches. So I was just always out there kicking the ball and stuff. So I probably started like maybe 6 actual soccer.
Well, it excites me that you're a freshman, obviously, to be able to see what your growth is going to be the rest of this year and the next 3 years, man. It's going to be awesome. Hopefully we can catch a lot of these games. That is the plan. Do you play any other sports? Like, is soccer the only sport you play in Rockport, or do you play other sports as well?
No, sir, I play volleyball as well.
Volleyball. Awesome. Awesome. Well, I got to say, when I saw that play, I thought, wow, like this, she might be a freshman and young, but she knows how to play this game, because I thought that was just beautiful, right? The way you kept your balance, just understanding the defenders are chasing you, staying calm, and being able to get that beautiful pass, just knowing where Kandis is, right? And then Kandis just kind of takes it in from there. And like Coach Rasbeary said, Kandis does what she does always, right? She scores the goal. Talk to us a little bit about that play. You see the ball coming to you, right? So then you get it. Talk to us from that moment. What did you see the defenders, and did you always see that? Did you know from the start that Kandis was right there? Like, what was going through your mind when you first got the ball?
Well, I saw the 2 defenders, the one that I ran into, and then I saw Candace already making the run and like kind of looking and stuff. So I was like, okay, like she's there, she's gonna meet me like at the middle. And then there was an open gap between 2 defenders. So I was just like, just go through there. And then Candace is right there, right by the goal. So yeah.
That was awesome on your part. Kandis, when you saw that, this is a freshman, right? So I don't know how much chemistry you have. You know, she's ninth grade. You're a senior. First time playing together, I would imagine. Don't know if you guys know each other outside of soccer, but your thoughts on when you saw her with the ball. You know, she's got to get it into me. What were you thinking, and how were you preparing yourself if she was able to get that ball like she did to you?
Um, at the beginning, like at the summer, we played 5v5 together, so we had a little bit of chemistry already. So whenever I saw her with the ball, I knew that if she saw me, then we would just meet, and like we just had that chemistry of just like back and forth, like we knew. And so once I saw her get past that second defender, I was trying to make it known where I was. So then once I saw her like meet me, then I was like, yeah, we got it.
Absolutely. Once I saw you, I don't know if you ever heard myself, but here we go, Cancer. There it is, man. You know, and then your kick was beautiful. I mean, I thought, okay, how's she going to get this in there? There wasn't, Candace, a lot of room. Like that kick had to be perfect, because if it goes a little bit wide or a little bit high, I mean, that goalie did a really good job of trying to cut that side off from you, right? So I'm looking at this now. At the time, right, it's going fast, but when I get home and I rewatch these videos, I'm kind of slow moing, and I'm like, okay, she didn't have a lot of room. That kick had to be perfect, because she was in a good position, and still trying to cut off as much as possible, making it difficult. You still was able to get it in. Do you practice these type of kicks consistently in practice?
Um, I mean, I wouldn't say I don't like really practice a specific kind of kick. I try to go mainly to the corners the most I can, because a lot of the times the goalkeeper's gonna be sitting in the middle of the goal. Like it's hard for them to get to the very end. So I mainly just aim for the corners the most.
Well, that was a good kick, and I hope to see more of this connection between the freshman and the senior, right? Elizabeth Isbell, because if that continues to grow, man, defenses are going to have a hard time. On top of, you got to deal with Lauren, you got to deal with Cardi, you got to deal with the other stuff. So this is what makes us very dangerous, I think, as the season continues. So great job. I put that video out there, and I said, man, I send it over to Coach. And I said, Coach, I'm going to have you. I want to kind of talk a little bit about that. And I'm going to have the girls, that we can get the girls on as well. So I was hoping you girls were able to come on, and you were able to come on and talk a little bit about that. And so now, ladies, I want to get your thoughts first on the Toast to the Coast tournament. It's a tournament that we have every year, where Coach invites a lot of these teams out there. It's a 3-day tournament. You guys start off really good against Alice, beating them 5-0. Then I think, let me get here real quick and see if I can bring this up. You beat Alice 5-0. 0. Correct, Coach?
Yes, sir.
Lauren, I think, had 3 goals, 1 assist. Kandis, you had a goal and 1 assist. Is it Taylor, Coach?
Yeah, Taylor.
Taylor had 1 goal, 1 assist, and Carly had 2 assists. So you guys beat Alice 5 to 0. Then you come back on Friday and you've got 2 games and you really took care of Poteet 9-0. Taylor had 3 assists. Carly had 1 goal, 1 assist. Elizabeth had 2 goals. Kandis had 2 goals. Baylin Dees had 1 goal. Amelia Hissel. Hope I'm getting that correct.
Yeah, Heisel,
I'm sorry. 1 assist. And Lauren, you had 2 goals. So we're 2-0 going into the 3rd game on Friday, and we're going to play Fox Tech. And of course, we shut them out also 7-0. Rockport wins. Carly had 1 goal. Elizabeth, 3 goals, 2 assists. Kandis, 3 goals, 2 assists. Lauren, 3 assists. So the lady parts are rolling in this tournament, right? So I'm like, wow, man, we're going to take care of business. Like, and then of course, we play Floresville. And I don't know how this happened, right? But I'm told the own goal. So it's kind of like, I think we kind of accidentally maybe kicked the goal, accidentally went in on one of our players. Not sure how that goes. So Lauren, I'll go to you first. I want to get all of the ladies' thoughts on that tournament. What did you see from your team as a captain? You're going 3-1. Obviously, it's a tough loss because really we were able to stop Floresville. That goal basically came off of us. But what did you see as a captain from this team that excites you? How much better did we get playing these teams in the tournament?
I saw a ton of potential for us in the season and in district and things, and it makes me really, really excited to continue playing with these girls because of the chemistry that we have. Like, usually this tournament is something that kind of, eases us into the season and kind of gets us more gelled with each other. And I think that's definitely what it did this year. And although we did end up losing one of the games, I think that altogether as a team, it is really exciting to see all of us come together and see what we can do.
I was excited to see that. I mean, things happen, right? But I've watched this team for the last 2 years very closely, right? Streaming their games. I watch video when the season starts coming back up. I'll watch video, live broadcast, podcast that I saw from last year. That kind of helps me understand how this program is getting better when I have that time. And so I have a lot of confidence, first of all, in Coach Rasbeary. I think he's a great coach. I think he knows soccer. I think whoever hired him did a great job understanding that we needed him here, and he's done great. So that doesn't concern me because it seems like the girls, he always has you ladies ready to play every year. Every year, Lauren, that we lose valuable seniors every year that are really huge for the program, right? And the last 2 years, we haven't missed a beat. Right, you girls are ready to come in. Like I told you at the last in the last podcast, right? I didn't know who Lauren Holden was at the beginning. Like, I don't know. There's number 21 this year when you came on. I knew who you were because I saw what you did last year, and that just continues, right? And so I just think it's great, and that's why we invite all of the Lady Pirate fans, soccer fans, and even if you don't watch soccer, to come on out and support these ladies, right? I know on the road it's a little tough, it's cold, but they're going to have a couple of games in about 2.5 weeks coming back to Pirate Stadium. They'll be here for about 2.5 weeks. In that time that they're here, we invite all the Pirate fans to come out to Pirate Stadium, come and support our Lady Pirates soccer program. These ladies have talent. If you haven't seen them, I've been seeing them for the last 2 years. There's a lot of talent, right? And they play great, and it's a lot of fun. And I'm telling you, the fans, your fans, your parents, man, they're rowdy. It's really great to come out and watch. So when you get an opportunity, come on out, support the Lady Pirates as they'll be home in about 2 weeks. Coach, I got to say, I got to ask because I don't know. There is a little fee, right, to get in now. Is that correct?
Yeah, they charge. So for a while there, and keep in mind this was coming from before I was here. But my understanding was a while back, they said that we didn't make enough money to justify having a gate because we were having to pay the gate worker more than what the money was coming in, and so we were actually losing money trying to take ticket sales. And now we've got a pretty good amount of fans in our stands for every single game.
It is. It's awesome. I remember when I first came to stream this game, I was waiting out there and no one came, right? And so I'm like, man, I got to get up there and I got to stream the game, right? And so I come up and there was a mom up there, so I was trying to pay her, and I said, so I got to pay somebody. She goes, no, 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 we don't charge. And I said, what do you mean you don't charge? And so they started telling me what you were saying, right? And so I said, no, I'm going to help. We're going to build this program up, right? And so I started seeing the talent started to come out, bringing you on the podcast to be able to put out what this program has done, right? And what this program can do. And not just on the girls side, but on the boys side as well, the talent, right? And so I'm happy to hear that now we're able to charge and people are coming in and paying. And that's why I invite everyone to come on out. The road games are great. Some of these road games aren't very far. Sinton under 30 minutes, Ingleside under 30 minutes. If you can get out there, definitely the girls I know and Coach Rasbeary appreciates it. But at home, when we're here is where we've got to be out there. And again, Coach, you know the parents, you know the fans, they get pretty rowdy. It's pretty exciting when you come out and watch a Rockport-Fulton Lady Pirate soccer. So don't take my word. You can see it on the stream, but if you see it on our stream, you can't hear everything that goes on like I can. So definitely come on out. You'll have a lot of fun, and you'll see the talent that we have here at Rockport-Fulton. Kandis, I'd like to get your thoughts on the tournament. Anything you want to add outside what Lauren did? What did you think about how your team fared at the Toast of the Coast tournament?
I was just glad overall that we had time together to really get that chemistry going and understanding each other and how we play. And I was just glad that we had that opportunity. Like win or loss, I didn't really care. I just wanted to be with them.
Absolutely. And Coach, we're going to keep track. I know Kandis, their goals, they're starting to go up now. So we're definitely going to keep track. Every time, Kandis, I bring Coach Rasbeary on, we'll be asking him, Coach, so where are we at with Kandis? Where are we at with how many goals? Just because I'm curious to see what you'll end up with when your high school career ends. Of course, you're a senior, so it will end this year. So we're definitely going to continue to talk about that. Elizabeth, first time on varsity as a freshman. Coming in to this season, was that a goal of yours coming from junior high to high school saying, man, I'm going to do everything I can to make varsity? Or were you I'm just going to do my best, and if I fall on varsity, then that's where I fall? Is this something that you wanted moving into high school this upcoming year to play with varsity?
Yes, sir. This has been a dream of mine since I was very young. I've been going to camps and I've been going to anything and everything. Did 5v5 during the summer. Went to soccer camps during the summer just so I could make varsity and show my potential and show how far I've come.
Well, you definitely showing some stuff early on this season. You definitely caught my eye, man. Who is this girl? Like I didn't know who you were. And like I said, I saw that first game and I thought, wow, we've got someone very young here with a lot of talent. And started asking Coach, hey, is there a way we can invite her on, see if she wants to come on? Because some freshmen are kind of, I don't know, I'm still kind of young. They don't want to come on, right? So thank you for coming on and talking a little bit about, you playing soccer. And of course, we wanted to ask you the questions about the video that we posted up on TikTok. Coach, I want to give you an opportunity while Elizabeth is here to talk about, it was a goal of hers. She worked hard all this time to have the first time she had an opportunity. She says, I wanted to be on varsity. What did you see from this young lady that told you she was ready to play on the varsity level?
Yeah, so every year, when we start our sports skill days, we kind of look at, the new group of freshmen that came in, because the sophomores, the juniors, and the seniors, we've seen them. I mean, we've seen them the previous year. And so every time we get fortunate to have those sports skill days, we start evaluating and looking at those kids. Lizzie played volleyball, so I missed seeing her for a big portion. I did go to a couple of the girls' 5v5 games, so I kind of saw her play a little bit. Her and Amelia, who's also on varsity as a freshman, so I saw them play a little bit. But 5v5 doesn't always directly translate to 11v11. It's a little bit different. The combination plays a little bit different. The through balls, there's some similarities, but there's also a lot of differences. And so when we did our tryouts, it was very apparent that Lizzie and Millie stood out. And so it was one of those things where we get to that last day, and we're gonna make them scrimmage. And so now everybody looks good when they're just going up against a cone, but now how do they stack up against somebody who has a pulse, right? And so Lizzie stood out very, very, very early on that last day of tryouts, and I'm like, okay, yeah, like let's get this kid on varsity. Let's get her some playing time. Let's get her some development. As a freshman, we're going to see how she stacks up. If she isn't cutting the mold, like if she's not going to get valuable minutes, let's move her down to JV. But let's at least get her this experience. And Lizzie hasn't even came in my thought to move her back down. She has earned every minute that she has played, and I'm really excited for what she brings. Especially in the attacking portion with Lauren and Kandis. I'm very excited to see how far we can go, using this, Lizzie, what did I call it earlier? The three-headed dog, right? You, Lauren, and Kandis, y'all three working together in the middle of the field. I'm really excited to see how this works.
Well, Coach, I said, I think I told Kandis on the last podcast, if every team you play in district should already know who number 13 is. Like if I was a coach, I would know who she is, right? Now you got to worry about Lauren and what she did last year and what she's doing this year. And now on top of that, they've got another one who's number 8, who now we've got to worry about because she's off to a great start. Like Elizabeth, you're off to a great start in your tournament, not just in the passing, the assist, but you can also score. So defenders, when they play Rockport, really have a lot to worry about because I think this team, the chemistry is only going to continue to grow. And as we play every game, as the season progresses, we're only going to get better. We're going to be tough on that front side, on the offensive side. And for defenses, are really going to have to play well against Rockport to get the W because I think we're going to be able to score on a lot of these teams in district, and hopefully that'll transition to a playoff run. So definitely looking forward to Elizabeth's growth as this season continues. And then, of course, Coach, it's always hard because, we won't have Kandis next year. Now, I'm sure this team is going to miss her deeply. But then when you've got a young girl that's coming up and it's got a year to be able to learn from Kandis, what's that going to look like for the next 3 years? And then Lauren still comes back. So I think we're in very good shape moving forward the rest of this year and next year. Coach, let's talk a little bit about, I want to get your thoughts on last night's game. As we started this podcast, it talked about we traveled over to Beeville. We started the district. The games between Beeville and Rockport are always tough. They want to beat us. We want to beat them. I mean, you've seen it now for 2 years. You know the battles. You see it. Last night, we came up a little short, 4-2. Kind of talk back, recap that game. What did you see from the Lady Pirates, and why was Beeville able to get 4 goals on us? Like, what did you see?
Yeah. So last night's game was one of those like really hard pills to swallow. I got home and I started watching the game right when I got home, and I don't think we pulled into the school till about 11:30 last night. So it was just one of those things that was really just hard to accept. I think when I went back and watched, I think Beeville had probably 10 shots on goal, 10 quality shots on goal, and they scored 4 of them. I think we were probably sitting somewhere around 30 shots on goal, and we only scored 2 of them. And so it's really hard as a coach and as a player to know that they couldn't stop your attack. They couldn't stop your through balls. They couldn't stop your long balls. They couldn't stop anything that you were trying to do. We just couldn't find the net. And so playing against them, you see a lot of good things, but it's just the what should have been. Like, right. So the simple, like, what if we would have done this? What if we would have done that? And as a coach, I bang my head against the wall because I'm like, well, what if we worked on this? What if we worked on that? And so, it's a hard one. It's Beeville. You want to beat Beeville. Like we talked to the girls, and on the soccer side, it's easier to list who's not our rival versus who is our rival. Because like Ingleside's going to be a rival. It always gets chippy with Ingleside. It always gets chippy with Beeville. We just want to beat London and Cow Allen. Just that's our goal. Those are our big ones that we want to knock off every year. And then like TM's always like a dogfight. And so there's not a team where we go, oh, whatever. It's very competitive. And I think we always split the series with Beeville, and so it's always one of those things where like we want to dominate them in both games, and that's what was hard to swallow yesterday. It's because we did dominate. It just didn't bounce. The ball didn't bounce in our direction.
And sometimes that happens. I mean, we had on opportunities, and sometimes the ball doesn't go our way. The good thing, ladies, is we've got another shot at them, right? Somewhere down the road, and then they got to come back home. So we're definitely going to be pumping that game up to have as many fans as we can down here, because I'm sure, and we're going to be there. That game's definitely going to be a rowdy one. But you win some, you lose some. I mean, we didn't lose anything really. Everything is still in front of us. All the goals that you guys have is still right in front of us. District is still there. I mean, it's just the first game of district. It's probably an eye opener for us. Sometimes, I've always heard when we lose, we refocus. What do we got to work on? So sometimes if you're going to take a loss, coach, I never want to take a loss because I'm very competitive too. But if you take a loss, sometimes it's good to take a loss at the start, at the beginning, and not toward the end. So taking this loss, I think we're going to be able to see what we need to work on those things. Plus, this team in the last 2 years, they always get better. They get stronger as the season goes. And I think this year is going to be no different. So definitely going to be interesting.
And I think you're echoing exactly what I told the girls yesterday. Like right at the end of the game, it's like sometimes you learn more from your loss. You learn what do you need to fix. Like for us, we needed to adjust our pace in practice, and I think today we adjusted it. And so it's one of those things like exactly what you said. It's sometimes better to get that loss knocked out at the very beginning of the season, because then you reevaluate, okay, what do we need to do to get where we need to be? And so, looking at the girls, they look exhausted, and they're probably like, we heard Coach say this exact same thing last night. But it's true. And so now the girls know that it's true, because it's not just Coach Rasbeary saying something. Now you're hearing it from two different people.
Right. And they're probably saying, if this guy's going to be talking like that, the next time he invites me on the podcast, I ain't coming on. No, I'm just joking around. I really appreciate you guys coming along. That Beeville game will be on February 13th. Beeville will be coming back in. They'll be coming into Rockport. That game will start at 7:30 for the varsity. JV will be there at 6. Coach, I don't know if 13. Is that a Tuesday or Friday? Do you just know offhand?
I know the 14th is a Saturday, because we're looking
Friday.
to, if everything gets approved, we're looking to have a bake sale on Valentine's Day to help the gentlemen who didn't get their significant others something. Maybe they can get them some cookies or something. But no, the 13th is a Friday.
Cookies are good, man. Cookies are good. It was real big, and I don't know if you guys know Troy, but I know Troy, right? So he's from Rockport. So he was getting all these cookie things on TikTok. Nobody called himself. So yeah, cookies are great. I love cookies. So that'll be when Beeville will come back into Rockport. So definitely we'll continue to let you guys know. We hope we have a big crowd out there to support our Lady Pirates. Lauren, I'd like to get your thoughts on this game as the captain. What did you see from the team? Obviously, you don't ever want to lose, right? It was tough, but as you heard, Coach, we had our opportunities. It just didn't fall for us. What did you see? What else do you want to add? If you want to add anything else about what you saw in last night's game versus Beeville?
I think last night, like Coach Rasbeary said, was a lot of unfortunate things happening to us and from us as well. I think that our movement with the ball is very promising, and like he said, we just couldn't find the net, and it was that was a collective issue, and it just sucks when it is a collective issue and no one can find the net, but that's something that we can work on, and it's not a huge issue for next time, I don't think. So I'm overall very proud of us, and like I said about the tournament, it looks very promising, and I'm very excited to play another game and to have that comeback.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just the start of the season. I mean, we're going to be playing through March, right? And we're in January, right? So like the last game I think is March, like middle of March 10th, 13th. I see right here. So a lot of soccer to play, right? So it's one loss. You got to players, coaches always come on and say you got to have like amnesia, right? It's gone. We forget about it. We move on, right? We got another game coming tomorrow. We can't really harp on this. It's over. We'll get our shot when they come back. We got to move on now to Bishop. And Kandis, I want to get your thoughts on Bishop. What do you feel? You played this team last year, pretty much dominated them last year, right? What do the Lady Pirates need to do, Kandis, in this game tomorrow to get that win over Bishop?
I just think we need to play our game the way we know how to play, not try to go down to their level, because with any team it doesn't help. If we just play our game like we know how to, we can go really far, and I believe in us.
Absolutely. Kandis, it would be great if Kandis Tidwell has 6 goals against Bishop. Like if Kandis goes, like can she have 6 goals excuse me, if she could have 6 goals, that'd be great. So I'm just going to throw it out there. I mean, that's really 6 for you. You could probably reach 6 tomorrow. We'll see. But yeah, definitely. You're right. We dominated them last year, but that was last year, right? So the focus has to be, we got to go in like we're playing Cal Allen, like we're playing London. We can't, go down to playing, boy, it's not going to be that hard of a game, because then we find ourselves in a battle with Bishop, right? What we did last year was last year. This is this year. Lauren, your thoughts. So to get your thoughts on this game, what do you feel or what I should say this? What do you want to see from your team tomorrow against Bishop?
I think that, like I said before, this game against Bishop is going to be an excellent opportunity to kind of redeem ourselves with putting those balls into the net. And I think we're going to have hopefully a lot of opportunities to shoot. And I think that's going to be super helpful for getting our confidence back and all that, for getting the ball on the frame.
Absolutely. Coach Rasbeary, so after a tough loss, what did you see from the ladies? What was the attitude? What was the feeling around? They come out to practice. What were you seeing from the girls in practice today?
I felt like they almost seemed a little bit more re-energized. I mean, if people would have beat us like 20-0, like, okay, that's very disheartening. Like that's one of those things where like you almost have to have a come to Jesus moment and go like, things were unfortunate. But I think the girls saw so much promise and they saw so much like opportunity that it kind of fired them up. We worked on the things that we needed to work on today. We needed to work a little bit on defending. We needed to work on like finishing and crossing. And then we basically, I let the girls just kind of play against themselves. So we took our attackers and we hammered our defenders against our attackers. I'm a firm believer on iron sharpens iron. And so, we played hard for that last, 20 minutes of practice or so. Just attackers just beating up on the defenders putting pressure on the attackers. We set it up so that way it was as close to game like as you can get. But I felt that the energy was optimistic and not depressive, not like the season's over after game 1 of district.
Yeah, no, this is just the start. It's a loss, right? That's all it is. Like I said earlier, for me as a fan, like we didn't lose anything, just a game. Every goal that I'm sure the girls have had is still right in front of us, right? It's still right in front of them, I should say. And so we lost nothing but a game. You wipe that out, we move forward. Coach, before I ask you to give us your thoughts on tomorrow's game against Bishop, I do want to say that the Rockport-Fulton Lady Pirates JV won. So congratulations to Coach Landon and her Lady Pirates. As Rockport got the win out of Beeville 1-0. Stella Putz got the goal. Gabriela Solis got the assist. So this year we're gonna focus more not only on our varsity but on our JV as well. And when we get out there early enough, when we're streaming the home games for the Lady Pirates of varsity, definitely also we'll be doing the JV as well. We want film on both of them. The JV, that's our future. Right, they'll be coming up, if not next year, sometime this year, in the near future, they'll be playing on varsity. So congratulations to Coach Landon and the Lady Pirates as they get the win. So they start 1-0 in district, correct, Coach?
Yeah, exactly. And you hit the nail on the head. The JV is our future. Like you look at like, for example, Lauren. I'll pick on Lauren. Lauren as a freshman, Lauren was on JV. Lauren was a bubble kid on JV. And Lauren worked her butt up, and here she is. Now she's going to be one of the top threats in the district. Ellie, who's starting center back for us last year, she started center back for the JV. And so they're absolutely our future. And Coach Landon's doing an amazing job getting those kids developed. And the JV coach is almost like a thankless job. You develop those players just for the varsity coach to steal them away. And so it's almost like during games, Coach Landon looks at me like, "Don't look at my players because I don't want you to see somebody that you want." But she's doing a fantastic job, and the JV starting off 1-0, and they're going to be a tough one to beat.
They are awesome. And like I said, this year we're going to be talking about the JV. We also plan on bringing Coach Landon on one time with Coach Rasbeary to also give us more insight on her program, what she's doing to help develop our girls, and talk about recap and preview games. So here in the next couple of shows, we'll have Coach Rasbeary, we'll have Coach Landon join Coach Rasbeary to talk more Rockport-Fulton Lady Pirate Soccer. I also want to say before I get with Coach to talk about the Bishop game, this podcast is being sponsored by the Rockport-Fulton Pirate Club. So I want to thank Seth and Amanda Snyder. They head the Pirate Club. With all of their volunteer work, man, they do a great job. Like we were out there during the football season. I mean, everything that they do is for Pirates athletics, right? So what we can do is go down there and purchase. So when you see, if you follow them on Facebook, anytime they're open, they got the trailer open, whatever it is they're selling, they got new stuff that comes in, cabs, shirts. They had some great stuff. They got some great stuff. The way you can support the athletic club, go down there and purchase them and see what they've got. Go down there, purchase some of the stuff they have. Not sure if they get stuff from soccer. I'll get with Michelle and see what she has to see if she can send me some of the new stuff, and we can definitely post this. But they do a great job. And for us, the community, all that stuff that's being purchased goes back to supporting our athletic program. So definitely when you see something you like, or go down there, definitely purchase it from them, because it goes back and it helps out our athletic program. So I want to thank Seth, Amanda, and all of their volunteers at the Rockport-Fulton Pirate Club for the job that they do. This podcast is being sponsored by the Pirate Club. So, Coach, now we'll get back over to you. So I want to get your thoughts. Bishop, you guys dominated Bishop. You heard what Lauren said. Your thoughts. What do you want to see from this team, or what do you not want to see from your team against Bishop tomorrow night?
I feel like Lauren has heard me over the last 3 years, that she like knows exactly what I'm going to say before I say it. But like just to repeat what Lauren said, I don't want to play down to their level. I don't want the girls to feel comfortable like, oh, I can just kind of play a lazy pass here because I know we're better than them. The example, and I may have used it with the girls, or maybe I said it in my head, is like you don't have a lion slow down because he's attacking a slower animal. Like the lion's going to go full speed because that's the lion, and that's what we have to do. We can't take for granted, the fact that we've beat Bishop in the past. Like we have to use that to springboard and develop what we need to develop, because we go Tuesday, we play Ingleside. And so if we play down to the level of like our competitors, if we are that lion that slows down and just tries to take it easy, you're not developing and you're not getting ready for the game on Tuesday. And so that's what I want to see. Is I want to see the same physicality that we play in Beeville, the same opportunities that we played in Beeville with a goal, and then I want to see how well we can keep our pace against a team that we should beat. And so that's the thing, is I want to see us going forwards and never backwards.
Absolutely. And that game tomorrow will be played in Bishop. For you guys that want to make that trip out to Bishop, there'll only be one game. That'll be the varsity. JV will not play. Is that correct, Coach?
Yeah, we have they don't have a JV team, so we have the early game. So we play at 6, and then the boys will follow us at 8.
Okay. So there's 2 games over in Bishop. So the varsity boys will play at 8 and the girls play at 6. So there is 2 games. So if you go down to Bishop, you're getting 2 varsity games. That's correct?
Yep, sir.
All right. Well, go on out there, Pirate fans. Support our boys and our girls. Girls play at 6. Boys play the later game at 8. We're hoping to get Coach Beck on here in the next week or 2 to talk about the boys program as well. So we're looking forward to that. And then I want to let you guys know before we leave that tomorrow we'll be talking basketball, Rockport-Fulton Pirate Hoops basketball. We'll have head coach Keith Thompson at 7:00. He's here to join the podcast to talk about his program. And I think he'll have a player or 2 coming on. So definitely be looking out for that as Coach Thompson joins the Rockport-Fulton Sports Podcast tomorrow at 7. Of course, it'll be pre-recorded. Ladies, Coach, thank you very much for coming on. I really appreciate Lauren, Kandis, and Elizabeth for coming on. Hopefully, you'll tell some of your other teammates, hey, come on out there, man, so that we can kind of introduce them over to the community. But Elizabeth, what I've seen from your play, you're definitely playing, if I may say this, above your age. I mean, I saw that in that one play. I said, wow, like she's been playing for quite some time, because you can just tell by your play. And obviously I wasn't at the Toast of the Coast tournament to stream it, but just Coach sending me the stats and here you are scoring goals. It just tells me that you're playing above your age. And that's awesome to see, because from here on out, you're only going to continue to grow and get better. And I got to say, I'm glad that you're playing for the Rockport-Fulton Lady Pirates alongside Kandis, who I think is one of the best soccer players in the district. And then Lauren as well. So you've got some really good, if I may say this, girls that you can really learn from this year. Lauren, 2 more years. So I think Coach Rasbeary, that our program is in good hands for the next couple of years. Definitely excited to see what other young girls are going to be stepping up this year. So ladies, thank you. I'll give you the final word. Elizabeth, you're the youngest one, so I'll go with you first. So we always do a final thought, final word. Anything you want to add before we let you go? Any shout outs you want to give? Mom, dad, anybody else from the school?
I'm just thankful for my parents and supporting me and being there through all my games and stuff.
You're doing a great job. Definitely playing great. Kandis, any final thoughts?
I'm just thankful for all my family that comes for me throughout the games, and I hope to see more fans in the stands.
Absolutely. And we're going to hear on this podcast and even on our live streams, we're definitely going to be pushing for that. But again, we do understand that there's some people that live too far. They got to go work. That is why we stream these games, right? So if you can't make it out, and we want you to come out, if you can't because you're working or you live too far, definitely support the Lady Pirates through the live stream on the Pirates Coast Sports Network, our YouTube channel. Now, I will say, I was talking to Coach, so we are looking for sponsorships for the home games. So the home games are coming up. So we do have game day sponsorship, and we have the season sponsorship for the home games. So we do have people out and about with sponsorship letters. So if you're interested, my number's there. You could definitely call me or the person that makes contact with you. They'll leave you the sponsorship letter. If you're interested in sponsoring a certain game, let us know. Or the season, you can put your ad. It tells you what the season package or what the game package offers for your business. So definitely we hope that you will jump aboard. Another way to support the Lady Pirates and give us an opportunity to go down there and stream the games for those that aren't able to catch the game, right? Some parents live out of town, grandparents. I know grandparents tell me, man, I live out of town. I can only come in for 1 or 2 games. But with your broadcasting, I'm able to see my granddaughter or my great niece with all the games. So it is very helpful. But of course, we do ask for that sponsorship, because I got some guys that work on our team, our tech guys, our commentators. Man, these guys are good, right? Like they pay attention to detail, and they're really, really good, right? So they don't do it on a volunteer basis, right? It's a business, and so they get paid for what they do. So hopefully we can get some sponsorship to support GT Sports and the Pirates Coast Sports Network. So you can get a hold of myself, Gabriel Trevino. My email and my phone number is on that sponsorship letter. You can get a hold of Rick Walker. If you know Rick Walker, you can get a hold of Rick Walker or myself, or just send us a message on Messenger on the Pirates Cove Sports Network. Lauren, I'll give you the final word. Anything you want to add?
No, just the same thing, that I'm thankful for my family and my parents for always coming to my games, and even the farthest ones. And like Kandis said, we hope to see more people in the stands supporting us, because that always helps us to have a better game.
Absolutely. So Pirate fans are hearing it here from the captain, from some of the players. When you get an opportunity, come on out. Come out to Pirates. You won't, you'll enjoy it. There's a lot of talent with these girls. Got a great coach. The last 2 years, they have made a deep playoff run. There's no reason to think that these girls aren't going to get back there this year. So all of your support coming out there, when the girls come out there and they see that those stands packed and being loud, that just gives them that extra energy that's probably needed. And that could be the reason why they win a game against a tough Cal Island, a tough Beeville team, a tough London team. Let me tell you, this district is really, really tough. I've often said that this district is one of the toughest districts in the state. So how can you help? Hey, coaches coach, players play, community has a responsibility to come on out and cheer our team. So go Lady Pirates. Coach, I'll give you the final word. What do you want to add?
Yeah, I appreciate the community coming out. Like I said, I remember my first year here, looking up in the stands and just seeing a small little group of parents. I remember we played our first game in GP, and I think we had maybe 4 or 5 parents sitting in the stand. And that wasn't a very good game. I'm not gonna drag up old bad memories, but but I remember as the season progressed and we started having that success, that amount of support that we got, it was crazy to see that the community come together and support the team and support the girls. It's amazing. This is a very, very beautiful community that, like, it almost seems like a family, right? It doesn't seem as much of a community as it does a family. And then I appreciate you, like, giving the girls a chance. Girls like Lauren, girls like Kandis. I mean, they've been on they've been on the podcast for, I think Lauren was even on the podcast as a freshman, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, they've been on, but you get freshmen like Lizzie and I'm gonna try to get Amelia Heisel and Charlie Jones, and I'm gonna try to get a couple of the freshmen on. Their names aren't gonna be as well known because they're new to the team, and so it gives the fans a chance to meet the newer players and to see the relationship that the kids have with each other, because we're very much a soccer family, not a soccer team. So I appreciate you bringing us on and allowing these girls to be seen by the community and to put a face to a number and to meet these girls and know them as something more than a headline in the paper.
Absolutely. And Coach, like I've said this before, thank you for what you do and the work that you put in for this program and to help our girls become better at a sport that they love. I mean, I think Rockport-Fulton is very blessed to have Coach Rasbeary here running our softball. Our soccer program. And like I've always told you, I hope you're going to stick around for the foreseeable future. So we're blessed to have Coach Rasbeary. Lauren, Kandis, Elizabeth, thank you very much for joining the podcast. This will be uploaded later tonight. You can catch it, girls, on all of our social media platforms. That's on our Pirates Cove Sports Network YouTube channel. You can catch it on Facebook, on Twitter, on Spotify, and on TikTok. That'll be up later tonight, if not first thing in the morning. Thank you very much. Good luck, ladies. Tomorrow, let's come home with the W. We go 1-1 in district play. Good luck. Go Lady Pirates. Coach, good luck, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.